All right. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, you guys. Hope everyone is having a fabulous week already. It is Team Cup month, you guys. Super excited about it because for me, Team Cup has always allowed me to, move my business forward. I remember when I was a baby coach, literally, I wasn't even an Emerald coach. Like I just signed up probably like a few months, yeah, like a few months behind that, before that. And I was, this whole buzz about Team Cup. And I'm like, what is this about? And, and I've always been coachable. I've always, followed directions. That's just my personality. And I remember when, they were being announced and they said, you got to be in a team of 5. And I was like, fine. Right. So I jumped on a team of 5 and I was actually nominated to be captain. And I was like, why? I'm just a baby coach. Can somebody else do it? But it definitely, allowed me to step outside of my comfort zone. It definitely allowed me to continue to grow. And that, taught me so much about our business. And I am that coach that is always in the FAQs, trying to figure out things, learning more, and just really trying to understand, how I can serve more, how I can help more. So for those that don't know me, I'm Gabby Lopez, Gabriela Lopez, and I've been a coach for 6 years now. So super excited that, we get to connect one more time. Again, I'm going to ask for those that continue to jump on, if you can just turn on your cameras, please. Thank you. And so tonight, we figured let's have a call from a different perspective, right? And what I mean by that is that, I've been coaching for 6 years. I believe Audrey has been coaching for 7+ years. I want to say 8 years now. And so, when we teach what we're doing, when we share what we're doing, sometimes for the newer coaches that are starting to launch their business, they're like, oh, well, but you've been in the business for 6 years, or you've been in the business for, 8 years. Like, of course you're going to sign up people. Of course it's going to be easy for you. Of course, right? Which I think is farthest from the truth. Why? Because at this point, the people that I am helping, you guys, are people that I don't know, are people that I am connecting on social media with, are people that know me because I share my life, right? I share my workouts, I share, my marriage, I share my family life, like I share. And so when I invite, right, sometimes they're waiting for an invitation, sometimes they reach out to me, whichever connection we have, they already know who I am, because who they see is what they get, right? Like when they get into my challenge group, Gabby doesn't change. Like when I talk to them on my lives, when I talk to them on my posts, when I talk to them on my Instagram stories, that's who they get. They get the same person that I am putting on social media. And so that's why they feel the rapport, they feel they trust me, and people do business with people they like and trust, right? And so the reason we wanted to bring this call, I felt that it was necessary, is so that you can see it from not my perspective, because sometimes, like I said, you guys think, well, you've been doing this for so many years, and of course, you know how to do it, right? But you got to remember that I was once a new coach, but I was also once a baby coach. But for me, in these 6 years, I continue to stay in growth mode, which means that I continue to learn. So tonight, I am ready, you guys. I'm ready to take notes, because I know that I can learn from LaShawn and I can learn from Heather, because I know that they are bringing, different perspective to this. And I'm excited because these two ladies came in with so much fire for our business, so much fire to share what we have. And so I wanted to like put them on a call so that we can all learn from them. So just a little background, and then I'm going to ask Heather to share, you know, why she decided to join an accountability group. And then I'm going to ask, the next question is, why is it that you decided to coach? So both ladies came in last month. That was their first month as a coach, and they absolutely rocked their business. How? Well, they decided to pay this gift forward, because what we have is a gift, right? If it changed your life in some aspect, if it has had a positive, you know, effect in your life or impact, then I think it's a gift, right? And so they came in with so much passion to want to help others and aren't afraid. And so both of them helped at least 5 people and more. And they both ranked advanced to Emerald, which means that they sponsor at least 2 coaches. And it was much more than that, believe me. And they did that in like a day. They both became Emeralds in like one day. Why? Because they both made the decision that that's what they were going to do. No fear. They punched it in the face and they kept it moving. So I'm gonna ask Heather to unmute her line. And Heather, if you can just tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do for a living, and why you decided to join an accountability group. Start there.
Okay, so well, my name is Heather Smith. I live in upstate New York. I'm a nurse. I'm a nursing supervisor, so I work 12-hour overnights, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. I've always, for years, I've been very interested in fitness and healthy living, healthy eating. I used to run half marathons, do Tough Mudder obstacle races, stuff like that. And last year I kind of fell off the wagon a little bit. You know, I met a new man, got a little comfortable. I'm not gonna lie, gained 25 pounds, and everybody's like, oh, it's just that comfort weight. I'm like, well, it's not comfortable for me now because now I'm struggling. And the reason why I decided to sign on, my coach, Vicky, has been trying to get me for 2 years, and I've been such a gym snob. You know, I'm still a gym snob, but the gyms are closed. So what am I gonna do? Like, now I really have no way of losing this weight, because I'm like, what am I gonna do? I tried to go start running again, and that was a joke. That's a joke. We won't even go there. I do have to train on that. So I went hiking one day and I was struggling. And I mean, I was struggling. My mind was telling me, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this. It was a really hard hike. It was a 3,000 foot elevation gain, but that 3,000 foot was like right from the first step. And you did the 3,000 feet in the first mile and a half. And I was dying. And I'm like, I have to do something different. I'm not, whatever I'm doing isn't working, because I'm losing a couple pounds. I might lose 4 or 5 pounds, but then I was gaining 6. I don't know what was wrong with me. So finally, I said to Vicky, okay, yes, I'm gonna give this a try. But I'm not into the group thing, you know, like I don't want to have to answer to a bunch of people. I just want to work out. And she's like, okay, that's fine. Just, you're going to love it though. Just get in the group, get to know people. You're going to love it. And she was absolutely right. I was under the impression that Beachbody was pushed a fad diet. I never looked into it because that's just what I thought it was. I thought it was, oh, you're replacing meals with shakes. Like, that's ridiculous. It's not healthy. It doesn't teach you how to eat right. Meanwhile, I'm home trying to calculate my macronutrients and I'm gaining weight. So, you know, it's like, so that's why I decided to join. And that's what made me fall in love. It was really the nutrition program, and then seeing all the other programs. So I was just like, wow, this is great. You know, this offers so much more than I really thought. And then Vicky's like, well, hey, if you love it that much, why don't you come on as a coach? Because I'm like, whoa, I don't know anything about it though. I'm like, how can I be a coach when all I know is what I've done? I don't know anything. She goes, you don't have to do anything. You can be a discount coach. But if you want to, you have me, you have Gabby. She goes, I'm telling you, we fell in the lap of the best team possible. There's so much support. She's like, just try it. Use it for the discount. If you don't want to do anything, then don't. And then I said, okay, sign me up as a coach, blah, blah, blah. I think Muscle Burns Fat was coming out. I did the 21-day fix. Muscle Burns Fat was coming out. So we're like, okay, we're going to do it like when it comes out, you know, for the whole discount, blah, blah, blah. And so I could get into Muscle Burns Fat. So I sign on and I'm home one day and I'm sitting out back and I'm like, you know, I always shared my workouts for years. That's what people know of me. Like, I share my workouts. When I used to go running, I would take a picture of my watch. And, oh, look what I just did, you know? So I'm like, why not share this? Like, I would watch your things in the morning. Like, why not try to at least get my bag of Shakeology every month? Like 3 people. I'm sure I can probably find 3 people, you know? I did not think that this many people wanted to sign on. I thought I had beginner's luck because I was just like, literally the first day that I invited people, I think I signed on 3 coaches and 2 customers, something ridiculous. I don't remember. I should remember the number, but I was just like, I didn't even realize that they were signing up yet. They were just like, I was sending them the cart. And then Vicky was like, oh my God, girl, like, you know, you got, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I don't, what do you mean? What is this SC2 and SC, what is that? Because I didn't even start any of the training yet. Like, I didn't even get into your training video. So I had no idea. Like, I was kind of playing around in the coach office. And so I knew a little bit, but I'm like, I don't understand how it works, you know? So, yeah, for me, it's been easy to share it for multiple reasons. So one is that health and wellness has always been a passion of mine. So, and I think people trust me because they know that I'm not the fittest person, but yeah, I do work out, but I am sharing my weight loss, you know, and I am sharing my change, and I'm real, you know, I'm real. This is what you see is what you get. Like, I'm not faking anything. I'm posting my videos. I'm struggling in my videos. You can see, like, my form isn't always perfect. You know, it's like, so one of my people did say to me, you look really great. I don't want you to take this wrong. You look great and you're so motivating. But like, I can see where there was like, you shook there. And I'm like, you know, I know that, you know, if you're out here and you're putting yourself out there and you're not like that, I don't look like the trainers, then I can do this too. Like, you know, why can't I do this? If you're telling me I can do this, then I believe that I can do it because you're out there doing it, you know? So I want a little taste of this too. I want to see what you're talking about. I want to see what this nutrition program is about that you're saying that I can eat real food. And, you know, it's just, I'm so mad at myself for not joining sooner. I'm so mad at you.
Can I interrupt you?
Sit there, sure.
So I'm going to interrupt her only because, oh my God, there's like so many things that I want to like touch upon. So one of the things you mentioned was beginner's luck, which I think is crap.
Because I worked for that.
Right.
Like, I say beginner's luck, but it wasn't easy because they asked questions I didn't know answers to. And
then you're resourceful. You either look for the answer, or you came into our chat and you asked, right?
I'm not Ruby.
Right. So that's one thing. The second thing I want to mention is that if it was beginner's luck, you wouldn't be as successful already. Like, you've already helped 2 people this month, right? So one of the things I want to also highlight is the fact that Heather, she said she had barely, like, literally, you guys, she was connected to the community. She was definitely involved in the challenge group, and she was listening to the lives that, you know, coaches were doing, etc. But one of the things that, you know, I want to highlight is that she was waiting to sign on to be a coach. And the moment she signed on, right, is when Vicky put her into the coach training, right? Because she wasn't a coach before, but she didn't hesitate to invite, which, even though she didn't have the answers to, you know, the million questions that you're afraid that people are going to ask you and that you're not going to know how to respond to, she didn't care. All she knew was that she wanted to share what had already started to change her life, which
Mhm.
is why she helped, the amount of people she helped last month, because she was like, okay, I don't know the answers. And while I'm going to start doing this thing, this training, that's not going to stop me from talking to people, from putting myself out there. Because Heather was like, we were like, hey, we want to interview, someone for Transformation Tuesday. And then she barely like let Karen finish, the sentence. She's like, I'll do it. Right. So she puts herself out there. She's gone live several times by herself. So share a little bit about, I want to know, like, why aren't you afraid to do that? Because I feel like there's a lot of people who feel like, I'm not at my weight,
Oh,
goal. I'm not at my fitness goal. So people are gonna judge me. Like, why is it that doesn't stop you?
I don't care. I don't care what they think. I know I feel, and I know there's people out there that want to hear it. So if you don't like that I'm posting these lives, you don't like that if you're one of those people like, ugh, another workout video, blah, then unfollow me. Like, you just helped me because now I'm not going to waste my time inviting you. So you just helped me by unfollowing me. So that's fine. There's so many other people out there that want to hear about it and that want the help, you know. And I'm a talker anyway. I think you learned that pretty quick, even though I called the chat chatty. I'm a talker anyway. So I love public speaking. I love telling people if I see something that I think is great, I want to share it with people. I want people to be happy. I want people to be healthy. There's so much stress in this world and worry. Fitness saved my life. So I kind of like to turn it around for other people because I know there's some people out there that are struggling with some bad things in their life. And fitness and focusing on my health actually saved my life. I had a horrible experience happen to me. It was near death experience, and it made me change how I felt about humanity for a while. But then I decided to just like focus on myself, focus on my fitness, focus on something that I can control and change. And it really saved my life. So, like I said, people who have been following me have already known that if you go back a year or 2 years, you're going to see nothing but fitness and my grandkids. It's all I post about. My grandkids and my my lifestyle. That's, and I love sharing it. And I think that other people can truly benefit from this. So, I'm not here for the money. It's a huge bonus though. It's nice. It's nice that I didn't have to pay for my Shakeology this month, or my Brevi, which is delicious if you guys haven't tried it yet, like, or a t-shirt that I ordered. Like, it was all paid for. Like, I'm like, and all I did was make this list and send out invites and check them off, do my follow-ups. And the gentleman I signed on tonight, his wife is signing on tonight as a coach. She wants in. When she gets home from work, she's signing on. It's like, all I did was share it with them. And he trusts me because he's like, I see you doing this. You're doing it. And that's what you do need to post. You have to get comfortable with posting because you wouldn't buy something from somebody if you didn't see them using it. Mm-hmm. I think it makes people warm up to you a little bit more and be like, oh yeah, well, they're doing it. So, they must really like it. They're not just out here selling it and then, doing Jenny Craig and going to, whatever, any gym, you know what I mean? Like, which you can do if you want to do that. And I'm not passing any judgment. I'm just saying that, like, when you post about it, you're living it and you're doing it. There's truth in that. There's value in that, and once you do start sharing, it becomes easier. And easier. And, I've only reached out very minimally to cold market. So, but I've only been doing this for a month. So, I gotta slow my roll a little bit. I gotta I gotta pull back just a little bit and just slow down, because I get a little like sometimes I do get a little upset when you get ghosted. You know, you send out 15 invites and maybe 1 or 2 people might respond, you know, or if they do respond and they want all this information, but then you don't ever hear back from them again. You give them an information, you send them a link. It's like, hello.
How are you dealing with that?
Well, I do follow-ups, you know, ones who didn't respond at all. Actually, two of my follow-ups today got back to me and were like, oh yes, I am interested. I just got really busy, whatever. Different situations for each person. And yes, send me that link. I want to, you know, I do want to look at it. You know, I'm sorry, you know, I'm going to try to look at it today. So, you know, kind of got to just see now, you know, you're giving them the information. So now really the ball's in their park. Like they need to like either take it and run with it or continue sitting on it, you know. Sometimes I'll ask, you know, do you have any more questions? Is there any concerns that you had? You know, I saw you looked at the link. Do you have any concerns about it? Is there any questions I can answer for you? You know, you know, what is your what's the word I'm looking for? What's your what are you hesitating on? You know you want this. You've said you gave me like this whole spiel about how you want to get fit and healthy and asked me for this, you know, link, and now you're sitting on it. So, you know, what can I do to help you take that next step?
That's great. Those are great questions to ask. You guys taking notes? Because I am. So
what can I do for you to make you more comfortable in taking that next step? That's one big question I do ask people.
What can I do?
Yeah, what can I do for you, or what can I answer for you to help you take that next step? Because most people are just scared. And I just found out over the weekend, one of my friends, she thought that she had to do the workouts with me at the same time that I was doing it. And I was like, no, you do it on your time. You don't have to do it at the same time as us. And so she thought that that's the only way to do it, and that's why she wasn't signing on. So then she did end up signing on, but she only wanted the fitness program. She didn't want anything to do with any of the nutrition. I tried to explain it all to her. She just didn't want anything to do with any of that at this time. So more than likely she'll probably end up signing up for the nutrition part later. But just by answering that one question, you know, do I have to do this with you? Got her to sign on.
So what I'm hearing is many times people don't have all the answers and are assuming, and so she could have probably walked away, right? Not knowing that she doesn't have to work out with you. It's just that, you know,
option.
Added accountability if she wanted to.
Yeah.
So
that's one big question I get. So I'm glad that I got that, because I actually added that in with some of my conversations today. Like, this is on your time. You do this on your time. That way, because there might have been other people who are thinking the same thing, but not asking. So because she asked, now I know other people might be thinking the same thing. Another thing, even though when you send them that cart, if they just scroll down, they can see what they're going to be charged for and when. They don't see that. They just see the dollar amount that they're paying right now. We tend to overlook those the small writing. So they're like, oh my God, 160 a month. I don't think I can do that. I'm like, that's not how much it is. You know, like, no. You know, that's the package that you're getting right now. Like, read that again. And I go over what the package includes and then when they would be charged and for what they would be charged. So that actually put people at ease too, you know, because they just see that and they're like, and that's happened more than one time. So I try to now add that in my invite, you know, for a one-time initial fee. You add that in that invite, they know it's only, okay, I'm only paying this fee one time. You know, I think that kind of adds a little comfort too. You know, answers a question before it even becomes a question.
Guys, this is awesome. I mean, Heather's just sharing how she's paying attention to the questions that the customer is asking her, right? And it can be one person, but more likely than not, remember, that that's why I tell my challengers, I'm like, if you have a question, I want you to ask in the group or in our chat. Why? Because more likely than not, you are not the only one with the same question. So I love that you are not only paying attention to their concerns, but also going back to asking, hey, can I clarify anything? Because typically that's what it is. When someone says no, or someone doesn't proceed with a cart that you've sent, is because they started to read, all the little, like she said, writing, and then they get confused and they're like, wait a minute, am I going to get charged for X, Y, and Z? And then they get scared, right? And they're like, wait, I'm not paying all of this, right? And so addressing that right away and saying, hey, what are you hesitating? Why are you hesitating? And I love that Heather brings back their why. You said to me that you wanted this because of X, Y, and Z, right? So remind them, they're the ones who said they wanted to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And so the other thing that I like is that you're basically paying so much attention to your past conversations to incorporate that into your new conversations so that it doesn't happen again. So you're learning, you're making it better. So that's amazing, Heather.
Yeah.
I have one more question for you, and then I'm gonna ask LaShawn to share, and then I'm going to allow the team to ask you both questions. So share with me, Heather, because many times I hear new coaches say, well, I'm going to ask you two questions. So the first one is, I hear a lot of coaches say, oh, I really don't have anyone to invite, right? I don't have anyone to invite. I don't even know how to even make a list. One. The second question is, you just share, you work overnight shifts, you're a nurse supervisor, and so how do you do it, right? Because you're like living in different time zones.
I know, yes.
Whatever.
Well, I've been doing this for 22 years, so I got used to living like that, One thing my job does allow me, because you work 12-hour shifts, you only work 3 nights a week, unless I pick up extra time. So that's a plus. That gives me a little bit of extra time. And I feel bad for people who work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. I don't know how they do it. I'm going to be honest with you, because, how do you do that? Like, I do this so I can live, like, so I can do things and be busy. But, so that's how I do that. I switch back and forth pretty easily. My body switches back and forth pretty easily. When I come home after working at night, I'm in bed. That's it. I don't do anything. Sometimes I'll make a list if I have time at work, and I'll send out those invites before I go to bed. That way, when I wake up, it gives those people all day to see that message and respond. Some people, they get the message. It's like, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning when I send it out, but then I wake up around noon or 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and sometimes I have responses from them. Other times I don't get the responses until later that evening, like after these people come home from work and they actually read the messages and have time to respond. So that's how I deal with that. I forgot your second question. I'm sorry.
My second question, well, it was first, but it's okay. So you find the time to do your invites. You make it a priority, basically.
Yeah, anything you want to do, you have to make a priority. You got to make your workout a priority. You got to make your meal prepping a priority. You got to make paying your bills a priority. Going to work a priority. Whatever it is you have. I have a true interest in this. When I saw that so many people really wanted to hear about it and be involved, I make it a priority to spend X amount of time on it every day. Even if it's broken up, like that whole power hour, you don't have to spend 1 hour, like either you or Karen, one of you guys mentioned, it doesn't have to be an hour at one time. Spend 15 minutes here, go do your laundry, whatever, tend to your kids, spend another 15 minutes here. Just 30 minutes right there, And you've heard my lives. People spend way too much time watching Netflix and stuff. So if you really want to do this and you want to reach people, you'll give up that, that show for 15, 20 minutes, and focus on this. It doesn't, it takes, I'm not going to say it doesn't take a lot of work. It does, because people ask questions and some people will chat back and forth with you for like forever. So you're just like, man, do you want it or not? But you can't say that. You know, you gotta be friendly, you know, like, gotta close this deal. But it's like, oh my gosh, like, how many questions do you have? Or like, you know, so sometimes you do get caught up in that. But I just make the time for it. I try to make the time to go back in our messages, because I do miss a lot of our messages in our group chats, you know, just to make sure I'm not missing anything I really, really should know. I every day check in with the quarantine page, just because you're very good about updating that page. And basically, I know if I really need to know something, either Vicky tells me or I see it on that page, both usually. If it's something super important, Vicky always tags me in it. My coach is Victoria Valencia. She always tags me in it. I have a great coach, so lucked out with that. And you're awesome, you know. But yeah, just you have to make the time for what you want. It's a priority.
So what would you say to someone who's starting out and says, I don't have people to invite. I don't know anyone.
Okay.
Or I don't even know how to begin to write a list. Like, who do I invite? Like, what would you say?
You know, for some people, that's true. They're not very social. They're only on social media to stay in touch with like their very close friends or their very close family. But like, they don't follow a whole lot of people. They don't want a lot of people following them because they're kind of private. So for some people, that's kind of true. So stick with your warm market first. You know, that's where you start off anyway. You know, that small group of friends that you do have, that small group of family that you do have. Just, I mean, shoot your shot. You know, you like it? Is it working for you? You want to tell these people about it? You know, but you got to post. You got to post that you're doing it. You know, but just do it. Just shoot your shot. Just say, hey, look at this. I found this program. I'm loving it. What do you love about the program? That's what I tell people. I love the nutrition part about this program. Plus, guess what? They have like 1,400 videos. Yeah, like I almost downplay the videos because I love the nutrition so much. It makes it so easy. This is a lifestyle change. I could quit today and I still have the knowledge I have about the nutrition. I don't have the videos anymore, but I have the knowledge about that nutrition, and that is 80% of any weight loss or maintaining. We all know this, you know, so I play that part up. I don't want to say I downplay the videos. I do let them know that there's something for everybody in their family. Like, you're making this investment for your family, because guess what? I don't think kids are going to school. And if they are, it's going to be limited. So let's get your kids moving too. There's kids videos on there. My one girl, Courtney, does her workouts with one of her little kids. One of her daughters loves it. She's my little mascot. So, you know, you got to just do it. Just talk about it. If you're at work, like, hey, you know, people are going to start noticing it in you before you notice it in yourself too. Like, hey, you look like you're, you know, shaping up. Like, what are you doing? Or just talk about it. Bring your little containers and take them out at lunch and be like, think. Oh, look at this, what I'm doing. I didn't have to count my calories. I'm losing weight. All I had to do is fill these little color-coded, you know, containers. Isn't this great? Yeah, you know, and oh, I got this delicious shake too. You want to hear about it? You know, it's like, if you really like it, talk about the part that you like, whatever it is that you like, and people are going to listen.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So Heather just gave you an invite, like a short invite, and that's how she does it, right? She's sharing what she enjoys most about this. She's sharing that with, you know, whoever is willing to listen. So I love it. Thank you, Heather, so much. Thank you. I'll ask you to unmute yourself after if anyone has a question. Thanks so much. That was so helpful. Congratulations for the success that you're seeing in the business. So LaShawn also joined last month as a new coach. And I'm going to ask you to start, as I asked Heather. Can you share, you know, what made you join one of the accountability groups, one of our accountability groups? And then after, you know, tell us a little bit about who you are, who LaShawn is, and what you do for a living, and then share with us what made you decide to coach.
Hi, I'm LaShawn Ampa. I live in Alabama. I work as a coordinator for 4 ERs, and I'm an LPN. I've been in health and fitness for a while. The reason I actually wanted to join the accountability group is because I know that Beachbody works. I've done it before. I didn't succeed before as a coach because it was all in the mind. I wasn't mentally prepared to actually, you know, take on the responsibility and what it took to be a coach. But right now I'm in the right set of mind. I'm in the right place in my life to do that. So that's why I said, you know what, Wendy sent me the invite. I love Wendy. I've loved watching them. And I know that it works. I knew that at that time that I tried it the first time, it wasn't for me and I wasn't mentally prepared. And now I felt like I was. So I said, you know, let me take a shot at it. And then I just got in and started showing, you know, doing what I started working out and, you know, started reaching out to people. And Wendy gave me all the information. She gave me scripts. She gave me the invite information and I just started sending it to people the same day that I signed up. I started making flyers. I sent them all around the community where I lived in their boxes. I posted them in gas stations. I did lists, lots of lists. Then I started to follow the success, you know, the list, checklist. I was always going through the book. I started to educate myself a little more. And then my secret was I went into Instagram and Facebook and I started with the alphabets. I started hitting on the search button, letter A. Anybody that was there that I knew that wasn't connected to any of the coaches or any of the Beachbody, I would send them messages on the message. I would send them the invite. And then I did the same thing on Instagram. I'm actually on the letter L. So I would hit the letter L and just start inviting people that was just anybody that I knew. And I got a couple of people from there. Like Rosa, for example, I just came from her house. I helped her set up her Beachbody app on her TV. She's not computer savvy. So I went and I set everything up for her to get her to come on and start working out on the challenge group at 6:30 in the morning. So I showed her that. I showed her how to use the you know, the cups, the servings of the color-coded cups and things like that. I just kind of did it more personal. I was very personal with the people that I work out with Essie and Grace at 6 o'clock in the evening. So I'm actually doing a double workout. And at the same time, I follow up. So while I'm working my regular job, I take a minute and I follow up with people that I know I sent messages to the night before or that morning. So right after I work out, I'm already sending invites or I'm following up. So I'm constantly sending. And I mean, I haven't had a lot of responses, but you know what? I've gotten a couple just from a post that I put in a gas station. So I just went to the bathroom when I was on my way from Florida and I see some people, you know, put ads up in the bulletin board. And I said, you know what? I'm going to stick my ad up there. And sure enough, somebody called me. So, you know, I just go out there and I went to Staples to make copies. I handed it to people while I was walking out of the store. You know, like I just give it to everyone and, you know, try to share. And then people see me on, you know, follow me on Instagram and on Facebook, and they know I've always worked out. So they're starting to ask me like, what you doing? And, you know, what's that about? And I explain it. You know, it's just a matter of sharing. I share with everybody and I take the time to follow up and just constantly sharing. I just go to anybody. I don't care who it is and I'll share it. And they'll ask me questions. And I think the only questions that I've really gotten is the money part. You know, is it $160 every month? Or is it just, so I have to explain to them, it's, you know, it's only for the package, a flat rate of $160. You know, I'll go through the whole thing and sure enough, they either sign up or they'll say they get back to me. So like right now I have a couple of people in the share bin that I'm waiting to get responses for. I have actually 3 doctors that want to start. One wants to start on the 25th, doing the MBF. And then the other, which is Dr. Bonner, he wants to sign up as well. So he's just, you know, because they're doctors, so he's trying to get time to kind of get back to me. So I'm giving him a little time. So I'm just following up and still sharing. That's pretty much what I do.
That's awesome. So you're not afraid to share.
No.
Why aren't you afraid to share this?
I would say before, when I first tried being a coach, I was afraid. I would do what you would say, the judging. Oh, this one don't have the money, so why even bother? You know, like that was my attitude back then. Now it's just like the worst they can say is no. or, you know, they'll come back to me 2 weeks later and say, you know what, I got your message, but I didn't get back to you and so forth. And then finally, you know, sign up. So, you know, to me, it's just doesn't hurt just hitting a button, cutting and pasting something and sending it, you know, and that's what I'm doing. And I just follow the script that Wendy sent me, which is really, really helpful. And I also do the follow-up. I just cut and paste, you know, and just make sure that I have the right names and I send it, you know, because sometimes did that a couple of times. I have like, you know, the person's name in there, somebody else, and then I had to retract it and delete it and send it again.
Right.
But for the most part, that's what I do. I'm always sharing. I got my husband sharing, my daughter sharing. I had her boyfriend lives in Virginia, and he's in the naval base. So I sent flyers and they posted at the naval base. I'm just all over the place. So hopefully, you know, that's my goal, to just share, you know? I mean, like I said, the worst they could say is no.
Right. So I have, I want to point something out. One of the things you mentioned, and also Heather, right, is the fact that you guys both made lists.
Mm-hmm.
You showed us your list. What is the importance of that list? And then also you shared, you know, I find pockets of times like Heather to invite and follow up. Guys,
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking notes. Like, you know, they're talking about inviting, which we always share, you know, we always talk about, right? And she said, share, like 3
Mm-hmm.
times, share, right? And then she's following up. She's inviting and she's following up. So we always talk about the fortune is in the follow-up, right?
Correct.
Like
Mm-hmm.
LaShawn said, there's, you know, people who are busy that she's dealing with, and not just doctors, mommies are busy, right? They
Mm-hmm.
sends a message and I'm here like, oh, LaShawn invited me, and then Matias comes, ay Dios mío, and then I go and then I forgot. But if LaShawn doesn't follow up with me, I won't sign up because I legit just forgot, right? And it's not because I don't want to sign up because I know I need it. It's because she didn't follow up. So talk to me about the importance of that list, and talk to me about the importance of following up.
Well, on my list, I check off as I write the person that I shared it with. And then as I follow up, I put here, like I put dates that I need to follow up on this date. I give them like 24 hours. And then I send a little message, you know, or I check my share. And then I realize that they opened it. And then I'll go back and I realize that I see that you opened and have you reviewed it? Have you have any questions? You know, is there anything I can answer? You know, like, and I just go on with that. And then either they'll respond and say, yeah, I did receive it. I do have some questions, but I can't talk right now, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll just keep following up. But I try to follow up within 24 hours. So if I'm at work and I'm sharing, because there's times that I'm just at work and I'm just sharing, or somebody will hit me up and say, you know what, I'm interested. Can you send me some information? I ask for their email and then I send them information and an email as well as by text. So I do it both ways. And even the link, I copy the link as well and I send it to them via messenger, and I do an email and I send it to them in the email. That way they can't say that they didn't get it, or, you know, I didn't find it here, or I didn't find it there. You got it in 3 different places. So, like, I mean, that's just me.
I love that. So tracking is important.
Yes.
I love that she writes down the date, you guys. She not only has a list, but then she's following up and she's setting reminders and dates when she's looking down that list. Like, oh, wait, I got to follow up with this person.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Tracking and dating is so important. So tell me a little bit, and this is like a little different for, because we talked before in our challenge groups, you know, a lot of the coaches want to know, or even the challengers want to know, this is like completely off track. They want to know, how is it that Wendy got Rudy to work out? How is it that I got Jorge to jump on board? So Bernard works out with you in the mornings, right?
Yes.
I have another dude in the 6:30.
Mm-hmm.
So how is it that he decided to support you and join in this journey?
We always worked out together, but he has a different schedule than I do. He doesn't get out of work till 6:30 in the evening. And we were realizing that that was the only thing that really kept us together, is when we worked out together. And when we started to work different hours, I felt like we were feeling disconnected, because that was like our real quality time where we enjoyed something that we both really liked. So then I said, you know what, you should join with me at 6:30 in the morning, do this. And we just made it a commitment to do it. And you know what, it's brought us a lot closer. And we're back to that, cheerful morning, like, at least, we're not just passing each other by and be like, all right, babe, I ate dinner, I want to watch TV, or, something like that. It's just the connection, and he enjoys it. I enjoy it. Our energy is different in the morning. We feel great after we work out together, and we feel that we actually spend time together. So,
Guys.
Mhm.
I love it. All right. So when you talk about mentally prepared, you weren't mentally prepared before.
Mhm.
What are you referring to? How are you mentally prepared now? What are you doing to mentally prepare?
Well, I've always kind of read health, like self-help books and things like that. I always, at one point in my life in New York, I felt like, you have to love who you are first and foremost, before anything. And I felt that I wasn't doing that. I was putting everyone else first instead of myself. So that kind of put a toll on me. And when I moved here and I remarried and I just changed my whole lifestyle, and I started thinking about me and helping me and knowing what I wanted and doing what I wanted to do first, it changed my outlook on a lot of things, and changed perspective on life in general, just not only my fitness, but mentally. You need to love who you are first before you can help anybody else. If you can't love yourself, you can't help nobody, So I needed to be a product of me before I shared it. And mentally, that's all it is, it's a mental thing. So that's just reading and listening to things and different books. I've listened to a lot of books, and I pray a lot. And that helps me a lot. I pray a lot, and, I always ask for guidance, and, and I just feel great when I do it. I don't have to be in a church to do it. I do it in my home every morning on my knees, and it just makes me feel good. And, that's pretty much what I do.
I love it. Oh my goodness, you guys. So there you have it, you guys. So 2 different women from 2 different states who started at the same time, right? And use this platform to help other people because they felt that this gift was impacting their lives, and they didn't want to keep it to themselves. And they're both new. They both signed up, I believe, on the 7th of last month with Muscle Burn Fat, and then immediately they started to share the gift. And they aren't, and you heard them, they aren't afraid. And one of the things that LaShawn mentioned that I want to highlight as well is the worst that can happen is that they can say no. But guess what? If you don't send the invite, if you don't follow up, the answer is going to be no regardless. Yeah, right? So I'm going to open it up for you guys to ask them any questions that you may have or any comments that you may have. Just unmute your line.
I have more of a comment than a question. First off, great job, ladies. Great job. You are all amazing. Every time we come in here for a call or anything like that, and you're sharing your story, it's not easy, and it's thanked. It's welcome, because it's always good to hear perspectives from other people. LaShawn, I just want to say, LaShawn is under our team, and she's been doing great. I want to say how proud we are of you, because you are definitely motivated. You're so motivated. You're getting the hubby in there. He's coming in the morning workouts, and you've been doing a great job. And if you've been following her for a while on IG, or anyone that's followed her, she's disciplined, she's consistent, and I think that's what it takes to be in this business. That you have to just stay consistent, because things always don't happen the way that you want them to. But when you stay on track with yourself and you do your thing, that's when great things happen. So keep it up, Heather. Keep it up, LaShawn. Great job, and great call.
I also wanted to add that
two things that, well, actually one thing that I see you both have is that you already came in with that strong mental shift of saying, you know, which is hard for new coaches, that, you know, you're going in there and whether you're helping 1 or 5, you're going to continue. And sometimes we get thrown back by things like no, you know, rejections and stuff like that. So what I see from LaShawn and from Heather is that they're like, oh, well, they're not ready. So next. And that is key in making it in this business because, you know, PD obviously to help you go through that, but you ladies came in full force, like I'm in it to win it. And whoever wants to join me. If not, then you'll join me later, but I'm gonna continue. So keep that up, ladies. Very proud of you both.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love that. Just to piggyback on that, what Wendy said, and I think that, you know, LaShawn brought it up is, guys, you got to work on this, right? You got to work on this. And if you don't know where to begin, reach out to your coach and ask them, you know, I'm struggling with X, Y, and Z. What book should I read? Or what, you know, Audible should I listen to, right? Find what works for you, because I got a bunch of books that never got read. But the moment I got on Audible, like, you know, I've been just going through them. So you have to find what works for you. There's a question here. So I want to read it out loud, and both of you can answer it, or one of you can take it. What do you say when they put the money as an excuse? Heather did a live on this. Go ahead, Heather. You got to unmute yourself.
Okay, so what I do, I mean, some people really is, it maybe truly is not financially the time for them. But for most people, I ask them, how often do you order out? How often do you, you know, invest in your local eateries, which is not a bad investment to make. I'm not saying you should never do it, but, you know, that's a fraction, this is a fraction of what you're paying for that. You know, do you belong to a gym? A lot of these people do belong to a gym. Well, in New York, some of you might not live in New York. Our gyms have been closed since February. They're not opening anytime soon. So you paid a yearly fee in January probably, and yet it's August and you still can't go to the gym.
Right.
And most gyms cost more than $99 a year. That's all the videos cost, is $99 a year. Any other investment you make into this are your supplements and stuff like that, which are great, and you should have them. I try to encourage people to get those as well. But like, don't let that part stop you from, you know, investing in your health. Instead of investing in your local pizzeria, invest in you, invest in your health, because health insurance isn't cheap, medications aren't cheap. And if you research obesity and obesity related illnesses, it's expensive to treat. So insulin is not cheap for diabetics. It's, you know, it's just, you're going to pay for it. You're going to pay for it later. Just invest in it now, you know, and you're going to see that it's an investment that's worth making, because you're eating better, you're feeling better, you're living better, and you can still go out to eat once in a while. You don't have to do it as often as you probably are doing it. And I just want to finish up with this. I'm sorry to take up so much time with this one question, but I went shopping the other day and purposefully kept my receipt and took a picture of it to show people that you can eat healthy and not spend a lot of money. You know, I got 5 days worth of, and I'm eating every 2 hours, guys. I love food. Okay. I'm filling those little containers all the time. So, but I got 5 days worth of all my food that I would need, plus my boyfriend, and I spent $128. So come on. And that's me eating every 2 hours. That's me eating, you know.
What is that for 4 days? I'm sorry.
Huh?
Food for 3-4 days, you said?
5 days.
5 days. And that, you said 100 and what? 28?
$128.
And that in a night, people, I mean, because, you know, restaurants are starting to open up. Yeah, in one night. Drinks.
Drinks alone come to $100 when you got 2 or 3 people. I mean, they're $10 a pop in New York, you know, or more. So, you know, like your drinks alone come to $100, you know, when you go out to eat. I mean, yesterday was a cheat day for me. We ordered from a local diner and it cost $60. I mean, we didn't even get drinks. It was just diner food. Like, come on, you know, 2 dinners and 2 desserts. you know, so you spend that money,
Regardless.
you know, you're spending that money regardless. So just invest in yourself. Like, you know, one person I said, you know what, you're not ready right now. So I want you to pay attention to how much money you're spending when you go to work and you order out, because I know these people order out at work. You know, when you don't feel like cooking dinner one night, just that. Just pay attention to that. Don't pay attention to the food that you're buying that you shouldn't be eating anyway. Just pay attention to that and come back to me. And I can guarantee I will have her signed up by the end of August.
That's awesome.
Because I'm proving to her she's spending more than that money.
I love that you always address and like attack the objections publicly. I love that. Like you pay attention to what, you know, your prospects are saying, and then you go and you answer publicly because they're not the only ones. Karen, I see you wanting to say something.
Yeah, for the money part, I feel like for me, when I started as a coach, I used to get like really freaked out when people used to ask, well, how much is it? Or, you know, I don't have the money right now. And honestly, the more I talk to people, I realize like the reason why they're hesitant or the reason they're asking how much is it is because you have not asked enough questions. You have to ask them. I don't answer the question about how much. And if they keep pressing, you just say, hey, I want to help you and I want to give you the best package that's going to help you for your goals. But before I do that, you have to tell me, what are your goals? Are you trying to tone up? Are you trying to lose weight? Like everybody's goal is different. So you can't just give them a one packet and expect that packet to work for everybody. There's people that have injuries. There's people that, you know, are good with workouts and they need nutrition. Like you have to keep asking questions. And every time I get an answer for a question, for example, I was talking to a girl today and she was saying, oh, well, you know, I used to go to the gym, but the gyms are closed and I don't have the time to work out. So I explained to her, you know, our solution, you know, I'm pretty sure you remember that you had to drive to the gym, pick a machine, get on the machine, get your workout in, get in the car, drive back home. She's a mom, she's busy. So, you know, that would take her an hour and a half. And I said, you know, with our system that you can do from home, it's 30 minutes, you're in, you're out, boom. You know what I mean? So every time they tell me that they have a struggle or that they tell me that that's what they struggle with, I share with them why this is going to help them solve that problem. And the more questions you ask and the more solutions you give them, the less that money objection is going to come up, because by the time you're done explaining everything, they're going to be eager to sign up because they're going to be like, wow, this is amazing. Like I'm getting all this for just this price. And you guys, if you really think about it, our programs are so cheap. You get $160 is a whole year membership of workouts. That's unheard of. You go to Planet Fitness and it's $20, $10, plus they charge you this and they charge you that, and you have to drive there and you have to, you know, like, and that doesn't include nutrition. It doesn't include a personal trainer. You still have to go there and figure out your machines by yourself. You know, you don't have accountability. Nobody knows if you showed up or not, right? So like all of the things combined in our system, your shakes, your support, the accountability, everything, it's like cheap. And when you think about it that way, you're going to speak about it with confidence. So don't be afraid. Share, like LaShawn said, and just go for it.
Yep, I love that. The fact that you're providing a solution, and that right there is going to, you know, seal it, because they're going to see the value in that pack and they're going to be like, oh yeah, I thought it was going to be more, 160, right? So I agree with you. So I think we have like 2 more minutes because we started at like 9:05. So if anyone else has a question for these 2 ladies before I close it out, this is your opportunity, you guys. No?
Me. I would like to ask LaShawn, what is her main, or how did she did her flyers? Like, what did she put on it? Like, because it's hard to just sum it up in a little bit of explanation on the flyer when I really want to say a lot about the program.
I basically put I just put my picture, and then I put just something say struggled in the past to achieve for health and fitness goals. I'm starting a challenge that combines fitness, nutrition, and support that can help you get into the best shape of your life. Come join me on a fitness challenge and start your journey in health and fitness. As your coach, I will guide you and provide the tools for you to succeed for your fitness goals. And then I put my name, and then I put the phone number, and that was it. Pretty much is what I did.
Well, I love it. Thank you for sharing. And I've been
You're
thinking
welcome.
about it, but it's just too much I want to put on the paper that I just think, oh, by the time people starts reading it, they're gonna be like, you know what, this is boring. Like,
Yeah, no, you just, I can send it to you if you like, just for you to get a format of it if you like. But it's not really long at all. It's just, information
And she doesn't mention Beachbody at all.
at all.
yeah, she didn't. That's why I was like, what should I say? Like, I don't want to mention Beachbody because, like, sometimes you guys mention if you put the brand out there, they'll Google it and then they'll like sign up by themselves and get assigned a coach. And I don't want to lose people. I want to have people under me,
Great question. Anyone else? Nope. Okay. So I'm going to close it out. Thank you, LaShawn. Thank you, Heather, so much for coming in and sharing your tips and what you've been doing, your passion for health and fitness and coaching. So if you've been coaching, for just a month, or you're thinking about coaching, or even if you've been a coach and maybe, took a back seat and you're ready to coach, I love what LaShawn said, right? This is her, maybe this is not the first time around for her trying coaching, but as she said, she wasn't ready then to pay it forward because mentally, she was allowing that to get in the way to pay this forward. When you view this as a solution that has impacted and changed so many aspects of your life, and you're able to, help others and not just keep it to yourself, I think that's when it clicks and that's when it works, because you see it as that, as you helping somebody else achieve their goals. That is probably why Carl Deichler made that, right? Our mission is to help other people achieve their goals, not our goals, because we are achieving our goals by showing up every single day, doing personal development, working on our fitness, working on our nutrition, right? And working on our business. We do that for ourselves. But how are you helping somebody else? By just inviting, by just sharing, by following up, and by you showing up on social media, in the way you are. Like Heather said, what they see is what they get. And I think that, you want to take that away from these ladies tonight, that they're showing up as themselves. They're showing up authentically. They're just sharing what they found, and then they're just following up. They're not taking it personal, while they are both new. And while, it might sting a little, that personal development is what's helping them say, you know what, but I know it's not about me. I know that they might just not be ready, or like Heather said, they might just have additional questions, right? So not allowing them to walk away from this without you knowing why they're walking away from this. So it's your job to ask more questions. And then your job is just to link them to the program that's going to assist them to doing that. So just finding the solution, just expressing or sharing that this is going to be the solution to what they share with you that they wanted to accomplish, right? This has always been about them. It's never been about you. It's never been about me. It's been about us solving their problem. And if you are able to prove that to them in that conversation, you're going to have a new customer. Thank you guys for
Can I just say one more thing? I just don't think that I came in here like all full of fire, because I did and I didn't. I did have a day that was like just really bad. I think it was like 2 or 3 days where no one was getting back to me. And I was like, man, maybe this is just really not for me. Like I was letting my brain, just like we do during our workouts, that say, I can't do this. I can't, your brain quits before your body does. And I was letting myself for a moment. I'm like, no, you're not going to quit it, Heather, because it's just a couple days of people just not ready to hear it. You know, you're not going to quit it. You're going to keep sharing it and see where it goes. So you're going to have a great day and you might have a bad day. It's not a reflection of you. It's just a reflection of the people that you happen to contact those days. You know, just keep sharing it, keep living it, keep doing it, and you'll be successful.
Awesome. Thank you for that. All right, guys, have a great night, and let's go help as many people as we can during Cup. All right?
Okay. Have a good evening. Bye.
Thanks, ladies.